Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8. And we started with chapter 8 yesterday. Does anyone remember what we are reading right now?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
We are reading that the churning of the ocean is happening and how slowly the things were coming out. So the first thing that came out was a poison, and Shivji had that poison, but the few drops that were in his palm fell down, and then the species like snakes and cobra had it, and they became poisonous because of that. And then the churning again started, and then the thing that came out was Sorabi cow. And we were reading that how, and then the sages were given the Sorabi cow because they needed for the yagya, because they need the ghee for the yagya. So we were also reading the importance of the cows, protection, and what is the importance of the milk that they produce, how important it is for developing our spiritual uh, life, and the tissues in our brain are developed so that we can concentrate on our spiritual life. Yeah, so this is what we were reading.
Okay, thank you.
And then the Sorabi cows are generally found in Vaikunta, Golok Vrindavan.
Golok Vrindavan. Yeah. So Ruby cow can give as much milk as we want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So coming to text 3 today. Tata Uchay Shravanama
Tatta Uchay Shravanama
Hayo Bhucha Chandra Panduraha
Hayo Bhucha Chandra Pandudaraha
Asmin Bali Spraham Chakre.
Tasmin Bahi Sapraham
Tasmin
Chakre
Nindra Ishvara Shikshaya.
Nindra Ishvara
Ishvara
Shikshaya.
Shikshaya.
This does not have a proper translation. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Samishla Prabhupada. Thereafter, a horse named Ucheshrava, which was as white as the moon, was generated. Bali Maharaj desired to possess this horse, and Indra, the king of heaven, did not protest, for he had previously been so advised by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? The Lord had told them that don't get agitated, keep patience. Yeah, let the demons do what they want to do. So Ucheshrava, the horse, has come out, and Bali Maharaj is taking it. White as the moon. Tata Airavato Nama
Tata Eravato Nama
Varanendro Vinirgataha
Varenindro Vinirgataha
Dantes Chaturbhi Shvetar Drer
Daitai Chaturbhi Shretadre
Haran Bhagavato Mahim.
Haran Bhagavato Mahim.
As the next result of the churning, the king of elephants named Airavat was generated. This elephant was white, and with its 4 tusks, it defied the glories of Kailash mountain, the glorious abode of Lord Shiva. So Airavat is also white. Okay. Airavanadyastva Ashtau
Eravan Adaya Tu Ashtau
Diggaja Abhavamstata
Diggajaha Abhabhavam Tataha
Abhramo Prabhratayoštau cha
Abhramo Prabhratayoshto Cha
Karinyasva Abhavanripa.
Karinyastvav Abhavan Ripa.
Thereafter, O king, 8 great elephants, which could go in any direction, were generated. They were headed by Airavan. 8 she-elephants headed by Abramu were also generated. The names of the 8 elephants were Airavan, Pundarika, Vaman, Kumuda, Anjana, Pushpadanta, Sarvabhauma, and Supratika. So first Airavat came, then there are 8 more elephants that have come out. Elephants, and then there are 8 she-elephants also. 8 elephants and then 8 she-elephants. Okay. Kaustubhakyam Abhudratnam
Kaustubhya Akyam Adbhutratnam
Padma Rago Mahodade
Padma Rago Mahodadehe
Tasmin Mano Svraham Chakre
Tasmin Manavsparam Chakre
Vaksho Lankarane Hari
Vaksho Lankarani Hari
Tato Bhavat Parijata
Tato Bhavat Parijataha
Suraloka Vibhushanam
Suraloka
Vibhushanam
Pura Yati Arthino Yorthe
Puryayati Arthino
Arthino Yo
Yorate
Arthe
Shaswat Bhuvi Yatha Bhavan
Shasvat
Dashvat
Bhuviyatha
Bhuviyatha
Bhavan
Bhavan
generated thereafter from the great ocean were the celebrated gems Kaustuba Mani and Padmaraga Mani. Lord Vishnu, to decorate his chest, desired to possess them. Generated next was the Parijat flower, which decorates the celestial planets. O king, as you fulfill the desires of everyone on this planet, by fulfilling all ambitions, the Parijat fulfills the desires of everyone. So the churning is continuing and the various items are coming out now. Kaustuba Mani has come out. Padma Ragamani, I'm not sure. What's the Padma Ragamani? Anyway, Lord Vishnu took those. And then the Parijat flower. We don't have them on the earth. They're there in the heavenly planets. Of course, when Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, Satyabhama wanted because she said you gave Rukmini a Parijat flower, so even I want. So Krishna gave her a whole tree of the Parijat tree. Okay. Tatascha Apsarojata
Tatascha Apsarasujata
Nishka Kanthaya Suvasasaha
Nishkashkanthaya Suvasataha
Ramanya Swarginam Valgu
Ramanya
Ramanya
Vargina
Swargina
Vadgu
Valku
Gati Leela Valokane.
Gati
Gati
Leela
Leela
Valokane
Valokane.
Next, there appeared the Apsaras who are used as prostitutes on the heavenly planets. They were fully decorated with golden ornaments and lockets and were dressed in fine and attractive clothing. The Apsaras move very slowly in an attractive style that bewilders the inhabitants of the heavenly planets. So now the Apsaras have come. Like how Lord Indra also, he wants to disturb anybody's meditation, he'll send the Apsara to him, the heavenly beauties. They're very, very beautiful. Tataschavira Bhut Sakshat
Tatascha Avirata Bhut Sakshat
Shri Rama Bhagavat Para
Shri Rama Bhagavat Para
Bhagavatpara
Ranjayanti Disha Kantya
Ranjayanti Disha
Ranjayanti
Kantya
Vidyut
Disha
Sauda
Kantya
Vidyut
Vidyut Sauda, sorry,
Saudamani Yatha
Vidyut
Vidyut
Sodamani
Saudamani
Yatha
Yatha
Then there appeared the goddess of fortune, Rama, who is absolutely dedicated to being enjoyed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She appeared like electricity, surpassing the lightning that might illuminate a marble mountain. Shri means opulence. Krishna is the owner of all opulences. Bhoktaram yagyatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati. This peace formula for the world is given in Bhagavad Gita 5.29. So what is the peace formula? When people know that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the most intimate well-wishing friend of all living entities, peace and prosperity will ensue all over the world. So what is the peace formula Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita 5.29? That
When one knows that the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the most intimate, well-wishing friend of all living entities.
and then only we can be peaceful, right?
Mm.
We are thinking we are the supreme enjoyer. We are thinking we are the supreme proprietor. We are the best friend of everyone. But actually, it's Krishna. And because we don't understand, that's why we have our anxieties, our fears, not peaceful. But why Krishna is saying, try to understand this, and then we can all become peaceful. There's so much peace negotiations trying to happen. And yet there is so much unrest all over the world because we are not able to understand this, Krishna's position. Unfortunately, the conditioned souls being placed into illusion by the external energy of the Lord want to fight with one another, and therefore peace is disturbed. The first prerequisite for peace is that all the wealth presented by Shri, the goddess of fortune, be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everyone should give up his false proprietorship over worldly possessions and offer everything to Krishna. This is the teaching of the Krishna consciousness movement. So we say, no, the wealth is for me. But we are not able to understand that goddess of fortune, she is the consort of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. She's his eternal consort. But we are thinking, no, no, wealth is for me. How can I give it away? It's supposed to be for me. Well, we take whatever is needed. And then the excess, some percentage of it, like Srila Rupa Goswami, he taught that when he retired, he gave 50% of his or whatever wealth he had to Krishna consciousness movement. Well, then somebody will say, but well, I'm not yet retired. So then, whatever we can, at least let's begin somewhere. Whatever we can.
A percentage, right, should be taken out.
Yeah.
For,
Some percentage, yeah. For Krishna. Because actually everything belongs to him. This we are thinking, no, it's mine, it's mine. We are not able to understand. Tasyam chakrus praham sarve.
Tasyam
Yam
chakru
chakrus praham sarve.
Sasura suramanava.
Sasura
Sasura
Asura
suramanava.
Rupodarya vayovarna.
Rupo darya vayovarna.
Mahim makshipta chetasaha.
Mahim Ashita
Mahimakshita
Chetasaha.
Because of her exquisite beauty, her bodily features, her youth, her complexion, and her glories, everyone, including the demigods, the demons, and the human beings, desired her. They were attracted because she is the source of all opulences. So Lakshmi Devi herself has come out of this milk ocean, and everyone is enamored by her. Who in this world does not want to possess wealth, beauty, and the social respectability that come from these opulences. Everyone wants, each of us want, right? We all want wealth, we want beauty, we want respect in society. People generally desire material enjoyment, material opulence, and the association of aristocratic family members. Bhogeshwarya prasaktana. Material enjoyment entails money, beauty, and the reputation they bring, which can all be achieved by the mercy of Goddess of Fortune. The Goddess of Fortune, however, never remains alone, as indicated in the previous verse by the word Bhagavad Para. She is the property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is enjoyable only by Him. That's why also Lakshmi Devi is chanchal, She's very chanchal. We try to keep her in one place, she won't stay. She'll keep going from one place to another. But the place where she rests is at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, Lord Vishnu. She's his chaste wife. If one wants the favor of the goddess of fortune, Mother Lakshmi, because she is by nature Bhagavad Para, one must keep her with Narayan. The devotees who always engage in the service of Narayan, Narayana Parayana, can easily achieve the favor of the goddess of fortune without a doubt. But materialists who try to get the favor of the goddess of fortune only to possess her for personal enjoyment are frustrated. Theirs is not a good policy. The celebrated demon Ravan, for example, wanted to deprive Ramachandra of Lakshmi, Sita, and thus be victorious. But the result was just the opposite. Sita, of course, was taken by force by Lord Ramachandra, and Ravan and his entire material empire were vanquished. The goddess of fortune is desirable for everyone, including human beings. But one should understand that the goddess of fortune is the exclusive property of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One cannot achieve the mercy of the goddess of fortune unless one prays both to her and to the Supreme Enjoyer, the Personality of Godhead. So we need to pray to Lakshmi Devi together with Lord Narayan, not alone, because she's always with him. She's his chaste wife. And that's what we are trying to hear. Srila Prabhupada is telling that we want the favor of Lakshmi Devi. Who doesn't want? Everyone wants. But to actually get her favor, we need to pray to her together with Lord Narayan. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Tasya asanam aninye
Tasya asanam anini
Mahendro mahad adbhutam
Mahendro
Mahendra Mahad
Mahadadbhutam
Adbhutam
Murti Matya Sharichtrishta
Murti
Murtimatya
Matya
Saririshta
Shrishta
Hema Kumbher Jalam Shuchi.
Hema
Hema
Kumbhe
Kumbe
Jalam
Jalam
Shuchi.
Shuchi.
The king of heaven, Indra, brought a suitable sitting place for the goddess of fortune. All the rivers of sacred water, such as the Ganges and Jamuna, personified themselves, and each of them brought pure water in golden pots for Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So Lord Indra has gotten a nice throne for her to sit. And then the Ganges and Yamuna, the rivers themselves, the personification of these rivers. They've gotten pure waters in golden pots. Abhishe Chanika Bhumir
Abhisheka
Abhishechanika
Bhumi
Bhumi
Aharat Sakalaushadhihe
Aharat
Aharat Sakalo
Sakaloshati
Shadihi
Gava Pancha Pavitrani
Gava
Gava Pancha
Pavitrani
Pavitrani
Vasanto Madhumadhavo.
Vasanto
Vasanto
Madhumadhavau.
Madhumadhav
the land became a person and collected all the drugs and herbs needed for installing the deity. The cows delivered 5 products, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, urine, and cow dung. And spring personified collected everything produced in spring during the months of Chaitra and Vaishak, April and May. So just as the rivers, personification of the rivers came, the personification of land has also come, collected all the herbs, the drugs which are needed. The cow has given this Panchagavya, it's called milk, yogurt, ghee, urine, cow dung. Now, spring, whatever we get in spring, they're collecting all this for worshipping. Panchagavya, the 5 products received from the cow, namely milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine, are required in all ritualistic ceremonies performed according to the Vedic directions. Cow urine and cow dung are uncontaminated. And since even the urine and dung of a cow are important, we can just imagine how important this animal is for human civilization. Just like how yesterday Neha was saying, right? They're taking care of the cows, so, and then they're using the urine and dung and making different products out of it. So, cow, very important. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, directly advocates Goraksha, the protection of cows. Civilized men who follow the system of Varnashram, especially those of the Vaishya class who engage in agriculture and trade, must give protection to the cows. Unfortunately, because people in Kalyug are manda, all bad, and sumanda mataya, misled by false conceptions of life. They're killing cows in the thousands. Therefore, they are unfortunate in spiritual consciousness, and nature disturbs them in so many ways, especially through incurable diseases like cancer and through frequent wars among nations. As long as human society continues to allow cows to be regularly killed in slaughterhouses, there cannot be any question of peace and prosperity. So, this is all the wars, all the diseases that we are seeing. These are coming as effects to us for wholesale killing of cows, whereas cows should be protected. Brahmanas and cows should be protected. That is the Vedic culture. Rishaya kalpayam chakrur
Rishaya
ऋषयः
Kalpaya
कल्पयां चक्रोर
abhishekam yatha vidhi
आभिषेकं
Abhishekam
यथा
Yata
विधि
Vidhi
jagur bhadrani gandharva
Jagur
जगुर्भद्राणि
Bhadrani
गन्धर्वा
Gandharva
natyascha nanritur jago.
नट्यश्च
Natyascha
नर्तुर्जगुः
Nanityajuhu.
The great sages performed the bathing ceremony of the goddess of fortune as directed in the authorized scriptures. The Gandharvas chanted all auspicious Vedic mantras, and the professional women dancers very nicely danced and sang authorized songs prescribed in the Vedas. So, because they are, so now they are doing the Abhishek for Lakshmi Devi as per whatever is mentioned in the Shastras. And then there's all auspiciousness everywhere. Mantras are being chanted, Gandharvas are singing, there are dancers who are dancing. But the song and dance is all auspicious ones. Megha Mridanga Panava
मेघामृदङ्गवा
Medankapanava
पर्वः
Mur Murajanaka Gomukhan
Murajanaka
मूरजानकगोमुखान्
Gopukhan
Vyanadayan Shankhavenu
Vyanadayan
ज्ञानादयशङ्खेन
Shankavenu
Vinastumula Nihisvanan
वीणास्तूलनीश्वरान्.
The clouds in personified form beat various types of drums known as mridangas, panavas, murajas, and anakas. They also blew conch shells and bugles known as gomukhas and played flutes and stringed instruments. The combined sounds of these instruments was tumultuous. So the clouds personified, you know, like how we heard Ganga Devi, Yamuna Devi personified, then the land personified. Now the clouds, they are beating mridangas, playing the music, blowing conch shells. Tado Bishishurdevim
ततो अग्निशीशुचु देवीं
Shriyam Padmakaram Satim
श्रियं
Shriyam
पद्मकरां
Padmakaram
सतिं
Satim
Digiva Purna Kalashe
दिगीवा
Digiva
पूर्णा कलशे
Purnakale
Shukta Vyakir Vijerite.
Shukta
सुप्ता वाक्ये
Vakye Vijayirite.
विजयीकृतये.
Thereafter, the great elephants from all the directions carried big water jugs full of Ganges water and bathed the goddess of fortune to the accompaniment of Vedic mantras chanted by learned Brahmanas. While thus being bathed, the goddess of fortune maintained her original style with a lotus flower in her hand, and she appeared very beautiful. Goddess of fortune is the most chaste, for she does not know anyone but the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there's a big festival happening for Abhishek of Lakshmi Devi. So many great personalities are there, so much paraphernalia has been collected, there's so much auspiciousness, mantras are being chanted. It's like a big festival. The goddess of fortune Lakshmi is described in this verse as Shriyam, which means that she has six opulences: wealth, strength, influence, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. These opulences are received from the goddess of fortune. So Shriya, Shri, opulences. So Prabhupada is explaining what are the opulences. Lakshmi is addressed here as Devi, the goddess, because in Vaikuntha she supplies all opulences to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees, who in this way enjoy natural life in the Vaikuntha planets. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased with his consort, the goddess of fortune, who carries a lotus flower in her hand. Mother Lakshmi is described in this verse as Sati, the supremely chaste, because she never diverts her attention from the Supreme Personality of Godhead to anyone else. So it's not that she gets attracted by anyone else. No, she's only attracted by Lord Vishnu. That's why she's called the most chaste. Anyone wanted to add anything or any comments? Okay, let's go on. Samudra Pita Kausheya
Samudra
Pita
Pita
Kausheya
Kausheya
Vasasi Samupaharat
Vasasi
Vasasi
Samupaharat
Samupaharat
Varuna Srajam Vajayantim
Varuna
Varuna
Srajam
Srijam
Vejayanti
Vaijayantim
Madhuna Mata Shatpadam.
Madhuna
Madhushatpadam
Shatpadam.
The ocean, which is the source of all valuable jewels, supplied the upper and lower portions of a yellow silken garment. The predominating deity of the water, Varuna, presented flower garlands surrounded by six-legged bumblebees, drunken with honey. When bathing the deity in the Abhishek ceremony with various liquids such as milk, honey, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, and cow urine, it is customary to supply yellow garments. In this way, the Abhishek ceremony for the goddess of fortune was performed according to the regular Vedic principles. Mm. And the garland also that is being carried by Lord Varuna, he gave her a garland. Well, it seems many garlands. So they are bumblebees around the garland. So Krishna's garland of Vajanti flowers, the bumblebees are always humming around the garland, trying to taste the nectar, the honey. And when the bumblebees are singing, then all the other animals are they stop their singing to allow the bumblebees to sing the glories of Krishna. I was just hearing her talk. So it's not that the cuckoo will say, "Oh, I can only sing so beautifully, so nobody else should sing." No, all the birds are hearing carefully to the bumblebees singing to the glories of Krishna. Bhushanani vichitrani
भूषणानि विचित्राणि
Vishvakarma Prajapati
विश्वकर्मा प्रजापतिः
Haram Saraswati Padmam
हारं सरस्वती पद्मम्
Ajo Nagascha Kundale.
अगो नागश्च कुण्डले.
Vishwakarma, one of the Prajapatis, supplied varieties of decorated ornaments. The goddess of learning, Saraswati, supplied a necklace. Lord Brahma supplied a lotus flower. And then the inhabitants of Nagalok supplied earrings. So various personalities are giving gifts. What are the sum of the personalities and what are the gifts they've gotten?
Prajapatis gave him like the decorated ornaments.
Yeah, Vishwakarma. Yeah, that's right.
Saraswati Mas gave a necklace.
Yes. Saraswati Devi gave a necklace and
Lord Brahma gave a lotus flower,
this flower. Yeah,
and the inhabitants of Naglok supplied earrings.
earrings. Yeah, they're given various gifts to Lakshmi Devi. Let's see, there's a purport here. So we'll read one more. Tata krita swastayayon palasrajam
ततस्कृतास्त्वा सतया सृजम्
tadad virefam parigraya panina.
न तद्विरेफां परिग्रहाणि
Chachalavaktam Sukapolakundalam
चचालवक्त्रं कपोलकुण्डलम्
Swaridahasam Dadati Shushobhanam.
स्ववीडहासं ददति सुशोभनम्.
Thereafter, Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, having been properly celebrated with an auspicious ritualistic ceremony, began moving about, holding in her hand a garland of lotus flowers, which was surrounded by humming bumblebees. Smiling with shyness, her cheeks decorated by her earrings, she looked extremely beautiful. So now the Abhishek is finished. Now she's looking for Lord Vishnu. The goddess of fortune, Mother Lakshmi ji, accepted the ocean of milk as her father, but she perpetually rests on the bosom of Narayan. She offers benedictions even to Lord Brahma and other living entities in this material world. Yet she is transcendental to all material qualities. Although she appeared to have been born of the ocean of milk, she immediately resorted to her eternal place on the bosom of Narayan. So just like how Krishna, he plays the pastime, right? That he's appearing from Mother Devaki. So like that, Lakshmi Devi, okay, she's doing the pastime of appearing from the milk ocean. But she's eternally Lord Vishnu's consort. Any questions, comments? No? And we'll stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.